In this video, we're going to be working on no spin knife throwing, except this time I'm going to be teaching you how to do it underhand. Stick around. Man, I love no spin knife throwing. It's just so liberating and you can become so instinctive with it. There are other knife throwers out there who don't call it no spin. Some might call it a quarter spin. Some would call it an anti-spin. I've heard a lot of different names for this type of throwing, but I just stick with no spin. Anytime I'm not relying on some sort of rotation method, I call it no spin. Before we get into underhand, I want to share with you my favorite way to do overhand no spin throwing, because a lot of people will do no spin by putting their finger on the spine. Some will do it like this. I actually like to do no spin throwing by holding the handle this way. Some call it hammer grip no spin. I line up in front of my target and I just simply throw it and push it out of my hand this way. It looks like this. And the wonderful thing is I'm able to do that kind of throw at great distances. I've thrown up to 30 feet that way. And I do have a tutorial out there for hammer grip no spin throwing. But in this video, I want to show you how to do something very similar, but underhanded. And I'm telling you, this is a lot of fun. You can throw really hard this way and you can get very natural with it. Here's a little demonstration clip. Now in this clip, I'm using a bow shuriken and a tracker knife. Now this is how I typically hold my blades when I throw. Even when I throw overhand, I like to rest my thumb here, grab it about like that. It's the same with underhand, except I'm gonna turn it this way and hold it like this. Now you don't wanna get right in front of your target. You don't wanna square up and try to come in this way. Create a little bit of an angle when you throw. When you get ready to throw, you're gonna be coming up, and this is what your hand's gonna be doing. It's gonna be pushing the blade out this way. I like to get a grip about right here to where it's in my hand, like this. Coming from underneath, and I've got the knife like this, pushing and letting it slide. Once you get it, it's very hard hitting and instinctive. Start close and then just keep working your way back. I've already gotten out like 14, 15 feet with this throw. Now you can do dominant leg in the front, or you can do dominant leg in the back. With this throw, I tend to favor dominant leg in the back, and I'm kind of coming this way, putting my body in it and pushing. It's almost like a snap. I'm going to kind of switch and show you what this looks like with a bow shuriken now. But one of the main things to remember is the importance of body and torque. This is another thrower that I use all of the time. Wyatt Hines made this for me. This is a very nice throwing spike made of 5160 steel. And a lot of times I'll grip this much the same way as I do the other knife. Just kind of get my fingers here and kind of get my hand around it this way. Now, when this comes out of my hand, sometimes I even like to do a little bit of a twist. I almost like to twist it and make it twist through the air. That's just something I like to do, but here's what that looks like. A common mistake in knife throwing is throwing a knife like a baseball, therefore causing it to over-rotate. It's just like this. When you're throwing upright, you've got to have this motion in effect to create that no-spin dynamic. It's the same with underhand. There has to be a dynamic here to make it go this way. You can't just pitch it, because depending upon whether you're left or right-handed, it'll just go off to the left or to the right of the target. It'll just curve up every time. It's very frustrating. You have to get that same push going this way as you do this way. Just try it up close in the beginning. In no time, you'll be adding that distance. All right, my friends, we don't need to beat a dead horse and create a video longer than it needs to be. Hopefully I've given you enough information to go out and at least get started on underhand no spin throwing. In the comments section, if you have questions, concerns, obstacles, I'd love to hear about these things, because we can have some conversation there. But this should give you enough foundation to get started, and hopefully I've shown you what this looks like with a variety of different types of blades. For me, I like throwing knives with a handle. I don't like skinny knives. I like to have a handle because of the way I grip my knife. If I don't have a handle, I'll get some paracord and make me a handle. That's just how I throw. That's just the kind of thrower I am. I want everything to be instinctive, combative, and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully you have at least a little something to get you started. If you have any questions or concerns, shoot a comment. Thanks for watching. Take care.